FX Empire Reviews, Exness.com. Quite inspiring, really. The first thing you see when you come to the Exness website is the fact that they sponsor Real Madrid, the world's #1 football team, and not only that, but also Cristiano Ronaldo, the best football player alive. This is a forex broker that clearly aligns themselves with success. So, Exness is a Forex and CFD brokerage brand, and it operates from Cyprus and also from the United Kingdom. The brand was initially launched in 2008, and it works on both a market-making brokerage model, where it takes the other side of the trades, and also an ECN model, where it passes those trades over to the electronic communication network, the interbank market, to get you the best rates possible. In terms of regulation, the Exness brand is operated by 3 subsidiary companies, 1 in Europe, in Cyprus, 2 in the UK, and 3 in St. Vincent and Grenadines. So they truly have most of the world covered. So in terms of regulation, they have in the UK the FCA, which is a very stringent regulator. They also, of course, have the CISEC coverage for the CY, which means they're regulated throughout Europe. And then, of course, they have the unregulated global brand, which brings other benefits with it. So depending on where you're based, your computer will automatically direct you to the correct website to trade on. Now, in terms of the instruments available, there is a big, long list of trading instruments available, and they cover currencies and metals and cryptocurrencies as well, including Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And in terms of the trading platforms, well, you can use the MT4, the MT5 and the mobile platforms, where you'll download an app onto either your iOS device or your Android device. And in terms of the trading accounts available to you, there are quite a wide selection of different accounts. And also you can trade by opening a demo account to start or a real account. In terms of opening a real account, of course, there is a simple form for you to sign up on. If you're trading through the regulated brand, you will then need to supply your documents, your identity and utility bills to prove where you live and who you are. And there's a selection of different accounts, so there's a variety for the MT4 platform. So if we just have a look at that. So the MT4 platform, there's 4 different live accounts, which include the Cent, the Classic, the Mini and the ECN. Each one comes with its own different benefits and features, and you can refer to our written review to see those. But just note that the minimum deposit is just $1. And you can get an unlimited leverage on the .com website, with spreads starting as low as 0.3 pips. And then if you're trading with the Cyprus brand, you can take advantage of a leverage of just up to 1:30, because, of course, the Cyprus specifications. And if you're in the UK, you will need to deposit a minimum deposit of $500, and spreads will start from 0.4 pips for this. And that's for and then of course the ECN account, maximum leverage of 1 to 200. Spreads start from 0 pips, and commissions on trades of up to $25. With the Cent account, which is only available on Exness Limited, which is the website we're currently looking at, there's a minimum deposit of just $1, unlimited leverage, and spreads that start from 0.3 pips, where trading is completely commission free. So if you do have any more questions about this, you can, of course, phone the company, or you can go to the client support section, where you can literally fill out a form and you can start chatting with somebody straight away. In terms of deposits and withdrawals, there are a variety of ways to do that, and this includes the credit cards, debit cards, of course, and also a number of e-wallet methods, which include Skrill and also Neteller. You can also use Bitcoin to deposit or withdraw funds with this brand, the .com version, and a lot of payment methods are supported across China, Thailand, Vietnam, and other countries for this particular brand. So I suggest we now have a look at the trading platform. We'll log in to the MT4 web trader, which requires no download at all necessary, and we can then start trading. So here we are logged into the MetaTrader 4 web terminal. And as you can see, this opens up directly onto a web page, which means you don't need to download any bulky software, which is great, especially if you're on Mac, because with Mac, MetaTrader 4, you have to go through a whole process in order to download it. You have to download lots of software around it as well, which eventually does work, but it certainly takes time. So on the left side of the screen, you can see a whole bunch of assets. So we've got the cryptocurrencies at the top here, and we've got some of our currencies, our forex currencies, and I believe we have 129 assets in total to trade with Exness. If we want to show all of the assets available, you can right click and show all. So this is the full list here. It's still populating, so you can see it's quite a long list of assets for you to trade, which is pretty good. And there are some metals in there as well, as you can see down here. So in order to place a trade, we'll get straight into it. You simply left click on the asset of your choice. This will then open an order window where you can select the volume you'd like to trade, any stop loss you'd like to input or take profit, any comments you'd like to make, and of course the type of execution. So whether that be an instant market execution or a later pending order, and then simply click on sell by markets or buy by markets, and you can hear that little swishing noise. That means that the order has executed and will now appear at the bottom of the screen. You can see that trade which has been placed there, and if you want to go ahead and close that, simply click on the X, and you will need to accept one-click trading if you want to, and you'll just have to do that once, and then you can go ahead and close this. You can also accept or close one-click trading from the top of the platform from here as well. So that's one way to place a trade. The other way is to simply right click on the asset, click on new order, and that will then open you a window much like what you saw before. You can also change the columns here. So if you want to remove or change any of the columns, you can simply do that through here. In terms of the charts we're looking at, right, so this is the chart. Now there's lots of things we can actually do here. Let me just bring back the spread here. Let me just remove the spread here. Right, so we can take this in a variety, take a look in a variety of different time frames. We can maximize this. We can add our own crosshair, and of course we can draw our own lines or add a cursor. Plus we can zoom in, zoom out, change the type of chart we're looking at, and there's plenty of other things we can do too, as you can see here. You can draw objects, and you can of course insert your own indicators, trend lines, channels, and so on, and that's very, very easy to do. So for instance, if we want to add a Fibonacci retracement, select the points that you'd like to do that with, and then this calculates it. It adds it directly onto the chart. Trend lines, of course, and oscillators will appear either below or on the chart directly itself. The only thing you can't do with a web trader, which you can of course do with a desktop, is implement EAs, which are expert advisors for automated trading. But if that is not a problem, then the web trader serves you very, very well indeed. Now let's take a look at the mobile platform. Okay, so in terms of the mobile platform, we're looking at either the MT4 or the MT5 for Android or for iOS. Let's go ahead and look at the MT5 actually, because we've already looked at the MT4. And here we have it. So on the first screen on the MT5 for mobile platform, we're looking at a whole list of different quotes available, and you can click on one of those and you can either click on new order, of course, to open a new order with this, type in all the details and simply sell or buy on that, and that is then done. You can see in my positions, this is now an open position, and you can just click on it, which will increase its size. The other way to open a new order is on the right corner hand side of the screen, to do it through there. The left hand corner brings you a drop down menu where you can jump straight to quotes, charts, or trade, plus look at your trade history, your mailbox, your news. So this is a whole list of news if your broker supplies news. Economic calendar, which it will then take you to the Google Play Store to download, and check out your messages directly from the platform. Plus you can speak to the broker directly from the platform without having to leave. All of your equity and margin and so on is available to you there. Now this is the important bit, the chart, right? So from here you can add your own crosshair. The F symbol allows you to add your indicators on this chart. So you can add a main indicator, set all your features, and then it will add it directly on. But you can also add a second and third indicator window if you want to use several indicators alongside each other. This is a list of the assets, so you can quickly jump between them, add a new window, a new charting window alongside the original one. And then the plus symbol, of course, is to open a new trade. And you can, of course, drop down and choose a different asset and add your stop loss, take profit, and so on. So this is the MetaTrader 5, which is by far better, in my opinion, than the MetaTrader 4 for mobile. And then we are now looking at the exness.uk website. Just bear in mind that each of the websites has a slightly different look to it, so you will know which one you're trading with, and of course the spreads are different on all of them. There is news about the company which you can read and stay updated. There is also Web TV, which gives you the news and keeps you updated on market movements, plus a trading calculator and any downloads and the economic calendar. So this was a look at exness.com, brought to you by FX Empire. Happy trading.